Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I changed my mic, so I hope the voice quality is a little better now. The only video where I'll ever praise Dutch Van der Linde. Dutch Van der Linde is not a good man. He lies, he manipulates, he sacrifices the people who trust him the most. And yet, there are three things he was absolutely right about. This is the only video where I'll ever praise Dutch. Not because he deserved redemption, but because ignoring what he understood means missing the entire point of the RDR2. 1. Dutch was right about the world. One of the biggest mistakes players make is assuming Dutch was crazy from the beginning. He wasn't. He was watching something die, the West. By the time the story begins, the age of outlaws is already over. Railroads cut through the land. Pinkertons operate with government blessing. Corporations replace freedom with paperwork. And Dutch sees it. He understands something Arthur refuses to admit. There is no place left for men like them. When Dutch says, "They are robbing us of our way of life," he isn't delusional. He is historically inevitable. Industrialization doesn't negotiate. Civilization doesn't ask permission. It expands. The tragedy isn't that Dutch resists change. The tragedy is that he is right about it. The world they knew is ending, and no one is coming to save them. 2. Dutch was right about loyalty. Now this is where it gets uncomfortable. Dutch believes loyalty is sacred. Not conditional, not convenient, sacred. To him, betrayal is worse than death. That belief built the gang. Arthur stays because of it. John returns because of it. Bill and Javier orbit around it. For years, that code works. They are not random criminals. They are a family built on a shared illusion. We stand together, and that makes us untouchable. And here is the hard truth. Without Dutch's obsession with loyalty, the gang never survives as long as it does. The rescues, the unity, the bond. That didn't happen by accident. Dutch created that gravity. But here's where admiration turns into tragedy. His downfall begins when loyalty becomes paranoia. When it shifts from "stand with me" to "prove yourself to me." That's when it turns toxic. But the original idea, it wasn't wrong. It was powerful. 3. Dutch saw the change before anyone else. Arthur spends most of the game trying to believe things can go back to how they were. Dutch knows they can't. That's why Tahiti exists. People mock Tahiti like it's insanity. It isn't insanity, it's strategy. Dutch knows they cannot win, so he doesn't offer a plan. He offers a dream. He doesn't dream of escape. He manufactures it. He builds a fantasy so vivid, so detailed, so intoxicating that the gang starts believing survival is just one more score away. It was sedation, hope carefully rationed. Because in desperate times, hope is more valuable than money. Arthur tries to fix what's broken. Dutch tries to keep everyone believing it isn't broken yet. That's the difference. Dutch sees the storm first, but instead of preparing for it, he convinces everyone they can outrun it. The hard truth. And this is where the phrase ends. Dutch was right about the world. He was right about loyalty. He was right that their time was ending. But he was catastrophically wrong about himself. He believed he was the exception. He thought he was bigger than the change. Bigger than the system, bigger than the fate, bigger than consequences. And that arrogance destroys everything. He manipulates eagle flies. He abandons Arthur. He listens to Micah, not because Micah is wise, but because Micah tells him what he wants to hear. Dutch doesn't fall because his philosophy was empty. He falls because he couldn't live up to it. Why this matters? If we reduce Dutch to a crazy villain, we miss the tragedy. Dutch represents something far more uncomfortable. A man who understands the world clearly and still destroys everything because he cannot control his own ego. That's not madness, that's the pride. And pride is quieter than the insanity, but far more destructive. Final line. This is the only video where I'll ever praise Dutch Van der Linde, because he wasn't wrong about the world. He wasn't wrong about loyalty. He wasn't even wrong that their time was over. He was wrong about one thing. He thought he was untouchable. And RDR2 is the story of a man learning too late that no one is. If you saw Dutch differently after this, then the game did its job. Subscribe if you want more deep dives like this. I'll see you in the next one.